Hi guys, in today's video I'm gonna quickly show you how to set up Open Mercato on your local host and prepare it for development. And in the next video I'm gonna show you some basic techniques of AI assisted engineering and how we use them to build the system and develop new features. So first thing first, to start working with Open Mercato you need to open your browser, go to github.com, open-mercato, which is our main project. Important note here, we are doing the development and the most recent version is always available under the develop branch, not the main branch, but the develop branch, which is particularly important in those days that we upgraded the code structure to support monorepo and NPM package distribution, which changed a little bit the installation steps. So we covered this in the README. As you see it right here, we have this monorepo setup that applies to develop branch, and I'm gonna show you this way today. And on main, for some time, we still support a legacy way, but this monorepo way is gonna be the only way to work with Open Mercato. So let's focus on this. As you see, we need to do a few preparation steps. First, of course, we need to clone the source code to our computer. Then we do the build packages, generate, initialize, which is like installation step for Open Mercato. So let me quickly just do it right away from the beginning. So I'm here in my projects folder, and I'm doing git clone to some working directory. Let's call it like Mercato development. It's cloning. It's taking a while because the project is pretty big right now. So I prepare the next step would be, of course, to get into this directory and then switch the branch to develop, as I said, where we have the most recent development version of Open Mercato. Okay, it's working, it's done. So switching directory to Mercato development and doing this checkout. Okay, now we need to install all dependencies, which is done by yarn install. Important note, you need to have yarn 4.12, which is required by package.json to have it done. This tutorial is not covering how to upgrade yarn to this version, but probably when you install the recent version of Node and Core Pack, this step will be just covered by this yarn install because it's a dependency of the project. So yarn install. If you have any problem with that, any hassle with yarn version of whatever different problem you may encounter, you always can go to our Discord. So here is a link. You can join our Discord, and on Discord there is like more than 100 people right now ready to support you, including us, including the core team. So any problem you have will be quickly fixed here. So just join us and ask if you need any help. Okay, let me back to this installation step. So packages just got installed, and the next step is build packages, which is prepping the project structure based on monorepo. So let me do it. Done. The next step is generate. This is Open Mercato specific step, which means like we are using code generators Maybe you see my video on architecture. We are using this module architecture, and we are generating the code to have all those runtime modules that are enabled included into the application routing mechanism, the registry of entities and other registries. So this is a pretty important step we need to make before we run the application. So let's have it. Everything generated is pretty quickly done, and we can go to the next step. This step is actually the step for installing the Open Mercato. So preparing the database, running database migrations, so on and so forth. For having it done, we need to prepare the environment variables, setting the Postgres, SQL, and other things that are required for the application to run. Here are some most important environment variables, but the full list you can find here in the docs. So when you go to the docs, you will have the list of the environment variables. But well, I think we can even make it easier, because when you list the folders in the app, so apps, Mercato, this is the main folder of the application, which is loading all the modules, everything like it. So you have this nth example file. So if you list its content, you have all those environment variables that need to be set in order for the application to run. You need to have Postgres instance. You can install it locally, as I did on Mac OS. I just downloaded the Postgres app and have it running. But also you can use our Docker files that are provided with the application, and which instantiate the Postgres instance as Docker images. So you need to set up the Postgres user password database, and also set it up here. Like this one is used for this Docker container to properly set the Postgres if you are using Docker. But the most important variable is this database URL, where you set the connection string for the actual Open Mercato application is used across all the CLIs, all the endpoints, everywhere application needs to connect to Postgres is using just this. The other environment variables actually are not that important to be seen. Like application will start with just setting this database URL, I guess, but you can take a look. For example, you can set up full text search here. You can set up AI. If you are about to use the vector search engine, you probably need to set the API keys for embeddings and so on. So please remember that you need to do something like this, like copy this n example to just n and then modify. I already prepared this file, so let me get my version. So I will do something like copy, but from the other project I have here. 1 second. This is my previously prepared file. So I'm copying my environment variables right here. And now I can execute this step. So it's yarn initialize, which will install the application, install all the database tables and so on. It's very quick. So right now everything is installed, and I should be able to just run my application. Let me just double check if there is any other step. It's everything I needed, so I will just yarn that. The application started, and now I can test if it works. So the default host and port is localhost 3000. In the meantime, I can check my Postgres instance if all the tables, everything is in place. So let me just refresh the schema here. I have 147 tables. And getting back to the browser, this is the main screen of Open Mercato. I can log in. The default users and passwords are actually showed in here. So you have three different roles: super admin, admin, and employee. When you develop the application, you most of the times using admin, and the login is admin acme.com, and the password is super difficult because it's secret. So I'm logging in, and what you should see after this Open Mercato installation is something like this. So we have this dashboard, and then we have some example data populated by the installation process. Everything works as it should, which is great. And we are ready to start the development. You can use different IDEs or even CLI tools like Codex or Cloud Code to develop the application. Most of the contributors are using, in a way, like maybe not for everything, but most of the time, like they are somehow using Visual Studio Code. So I'm opening Visual Studio Code and just opening this directory I checked out. So getting to the Mercato development folder. And I'm ready to go. So now